Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 60 of the On Air Advocate. And this is actually an On Air Advocate special edition. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Tammy Flynn, and I am the host and producer of the On Air Advocate. And I am super excited that you are all joining us here this morning for this special edition of the On Air Advocate. As you all know, at the On Air Advocate, we look to provide education, support, and empowerment for all of those with different abilities, mental and medical illnesses, and their caregivers. If you have gotten up bright and early to join us this morning, I'm excited that you're here, and so is Heather. And so if you feel that this content is relevant for anybody within your circle or could be useful, please hit the share button and share the love. In addition to that, if you're watching it on the replay, please do the same. Now, if you guys tuned in a few weeks back, we were covering a whole series of learning about the lack of adult changing tables across the United States. And it really is an astronomical low number of facilities that are across the United States. And that is why this is such a huge campaign and a huge issue, because this doesn't only affect our family and friends, our kiddos that may have different medical issues and special needs, but it also is across the board for those that suffer different medical impairments, as well as our elderly loved ones. So this really services so many. And so today I have Heather here. She is the administrator of the North Carolina Changing Spaces group. She is also an advocate, a caregiver, and a mother to a son that also has multiple special needs. And so she has launched, with this being the awareness day for this campaign, she has launched a warsONfloorsChallenge to all of us. So we're going to learn about that today, a little bit more about changing spaces and about Heather's journey. So with all that, very fast this morning. Holy cow, I just said all that. Good morning, Heather. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I thank you for joining us. Can you kind of just start out with telling us a little bit about your family's own personal journey? You know, the kiddos you have, your son Teddy that was born, what he was born with, and how that led you into knowing about changing spaces.
Yeah, so Teddy was born at 27 weeks. I had preeclampsia. I had a seizure right before I went to the OR to have him to get out. I'm sorry. And from the time that I had the seizure until I got to the OR, I had loss of oxygen. Thus, he had loss of oxygen. And when they got him out, he was blue, but he made it through. And he was in the NICU for 3 months. He was 1 pound and 7 ounces. And he had a rough time in the NICU, but he got the name the Little Fighter because he made it through and has always made it through greatly through all the things he's been through. And, you know, over the years, we've had to learn a lot of new things that we did not.
Oh, hold on one second. Let me. You're back now. It's exciting. Okay. It's exciting at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. That's
sorry about that. It was like a very loud sound in my ear. But yeah, he's had prolonged hospital stays and many hospital visits. And then just trying to bring him around into different places, it became, you know, a struggle to where we'd be having to lay him on the floor of the. Or, I'm so sorry, someone is calling again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. And so it became a great struggle for you guys as he's gotten older. Now, Teddy is 7 years old now, right?
Hmm. Yep, he's 7, and he we have he has a little brother named Ethan. He's 4, but as Teddy has gotten bigger, he's gotten longer, heavier,
Hmm.
so a little bit harder to just kind of move around.
Right.
And actually, now that he's 7 in North Carolina, he's technically not allowed to go into bathrooms with me. But you got to do what you got to do.
And I thought
Um,
when me and you chatted about that, I thought that was so interesting. And I didn't get to look at what the state laws here are in Wisconsin, where I am. But in North Carolina, those laws say, for those that don't know, that after the age of 7 years old, you have to go into the same sex bathrooms
mhm.
after that
Yeah,
age. But
yeah,
it's
and
not, is it mandated everywhere in North Carolina that there must be a family restroom?
not technically,
Okay, so there are
because
places that don't have that.
yeah, I mean, my son got Botox yesterday, and I had to actually use the restroom, but my option was to bring him in the bathroom with me, and it's kind of like, what are they going to say? I mean, I don't have a choice, you know,
Right,
um,
right. But I think
unfortunately.
that, that's even another layer onto the fact of just not having the tables is what
Yeah,
states in the United States have these type of laws that even make it more, you know what I'm saying, more difficult that way.
yeah.
For that. And so now with Teddy, what are the conditions that he currently, after obviously he's been a fighter and gotten through so much, but what are the trickling down effects of all of those things that happened from birth that now he's 7 years old, that he conditions that he currently has?
Well, he has cerebral palsy, and so he is in a wheelchair, and he needs full care from me or from another caretaker or parent. And that's changing, dressing, everything. Um, and so it becomes tough with that. It's not just something that we could just walk into a bathroom and just tell them to go use the toilet. Like the accessible toilet is not available for them.
Right,
Um,
right. And so at what point did you find out about changing spaces?
well, so in April of 2016, I had to do a project, and I started researching on if there was even a changing table available, like if they even have those for adults or for people with disabilities, and found changing places in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And I was completely amazed by all that they've done. And then I just ended up connected with a lot of parents and advocates from the United States, and we kind of made changing spaces shortly after. I mean, it was a rush of ideas.
Right, of
uh,
everyone coming together to see what the UK has already put together, which, if people research that, it's pretty powerful how many facilities they have and the level of facilities. And I know that in talking to all these other moms here over the series that we did, we're not even looking for that in the United. I mean, hopefully one day we'll get to that in the United States.
yeah,
We're just looking for power operated adult changing tables within large facilities across the United States, like airports, malls, amusement parks, places that everyone should have the right, you know what I'm saying, and be able to freely go and not have to worry about only staying for an hour or two because they can't change their loved one. Right.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, they have over 1,000 of these specific bathrooms that they have to have. And it's even spread to Australia and Germany. So, I mean, and I think they're going to put them in all IKEAs over there in Europe. So that's awesome.
Right. So maybe that will trickle down a little bit to here. And I know
Yeah.
just for numbers, when, people, if you have not referenced the other videos that we put together over that series, I mean, across the whole entire United States, there might be like 80
20.
80
Oh,
tables, like, I mean, across everywhere, in airport, like,
yeah.
everywhere. I mean, that there's not a lot. And the cost of these tables, though, if someone has to do a full renovation to their facility, would be more. But when we're talking about million and billion dollar establishments,
Mm-hmm.
a $7,000 addition or a $5,000 addition is, I mean, I feel a little bit more of a drop in the bucket than for smaller establishments, which that's not what you guys are actively campaigning for currently. Eventually, maybe it will get to that, but that's currently not where things are at. Correct?
Yeah. Um, you said for everywhere, or just?
For the changing
I'm sorry,
tables,
I'm
yeah,
listening.
no, that is perfectly fine. No, the changing tables across the United States, like right now, you guys are actively campaigning for those powered operated ones in
Mm-hmm.
larger facilities, and eventually that may get to smaller, areas, but really the first
Yeah.
focus is in
Yeah,
those
definitely.
major areas that everyone should be able to access. And so, with that being said, and you being involved with that campaign as well, can you explain to folks what the Wars on Floor Challenge is all about, how you thought of it, and how they can take action and be a part of it?
Yeah. So Words on Floors is a challenge, trying to get people involved. So when I post things on Facebook from the Changing Places or Changing Spaces group, I try to get people to think, can you imagine that as yourself? Um, and this does that by people actually getting on the floor and doing it themselves. So what the thing is that you would lay down on a bathroom floor and you take a picture. And the thing is, it's not just as easy as just laying on the floor, because I had a hard time actually getting down there. Like I went to the food line and I walked in all pumped up, like I was going to do it. But as I got to the stall, I was pacing. I didn't want to lay on the floor. I was looking on the floor to see what dirty stuff was down there. Pick the biggest stall. I was like blushing. I was embarrassed. But that is like a quarter of what people actually deal with, because I wasn't having to be changed on that floor.
Right.
So it was really eye-opening just laying there and how it made me feel, how it would make other people feel with the whole process.
Right. And so you bringing upon this kind of challenge to everyone really gives you more of the reality of putting yourself in the position of someone who has to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
as we know, this is, why I even started the series back when I saw Christina's news press thing that had come out, is because my son as well has had to be changed on a floor. And I can tell you that it is the most disgusting thing. It's a germ infested ridden floor that you would not want your dog to lay on. You would not want anyone, your loved one, your baby, yourself. You don't want to be there. And so the fact of the matter is that this comes down to just human dignity,
Mm-hmm.
and should be a staple. And so when I saw her news press thing that had come out, I thought to myself, how can this still be an issue? I mean, you can change a baby on an adult changing table as well. All facilities that are larger, that are new
Yeah.
to be built, should have one, that is there, because it may not be your child and maybe your elderly loved one. And as we all know, we are either right now, we are possibly caregivers, or one day we will be caregivers, or somebody will be a caregiver for us. And so we
Mm-hmm.
all will be in that position at some point in time in our life. And so there is such a great need. And I think that you just bring it back to people really feeling what it feels like by doing this challenge.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And anyone considering doing the challenge, which um, I would like you to try to do, because it's weird to think about having to go lay on the bathroom floor. But when you do it, think about like observe your surroundings, look on the floor and look at what's there. And then as you're laying on the floor, imagine if that was your only option. You wouldn't like it. It would make you feel uncomfortable. So just try to think about those things, because those are the things that will make a difference when you want to talk about it, because you're having your emotions involved and it puts you in that uncomfortable area.
And, you know, as it right now is Thursday and people are heading out into the weekend, you know, I challenged people a while back to, when you go into those restrooms in those amusement parks, facilities, festivals, you're going to over the weekend, movie theaters, look in the bathroom. You know, even if you don't end up getting on the floor, look in the bathroom at what the floor looks like. Look if there is an adult changing table. And if there is, please let us know. Because we want to advertise whoever is doing that and doesn't need to be pushed into this, that is willing to step forward and say that as a business, we believe in human dignity and being able to provide this for others, you know. But look around, and maybe even if you can't bring yourself to lay on the floor, take a snapshot of that bathroom, you know, and put down warsONfloorsChallenge, you know, that you couldn't even get down on the floor because it was so disgusting. You know, so I think that that's so relevant. And I love that you have started this challenge and empowered so many to go ahead and really observe those, you know, really observe those things and take that in. So I'm excited for this day of awareness, because I know it's going across the whole entire United States. This is for the Changing Spaces campaign. This is your Inclusive Restrooms Awareness Day, correct?
Yeah.
And then the one in the UK, that one takes place, like, is that
on the 19th?
On the 19th. So you guys kind of follow that afterwards. So Heather, is there anything else, any other information that you would like to add? I know we're going to put some links below to like the Changing Spaces Facebook groups and websites and those kind of things. And then Universal Changing Places. She's been on as well. That's another great resource that we can, you know, list below. But is there anything else, Heather, that you would like to add?
Well, I guess I just want to challenge the average person to try to do it. It doesn't matter if you have a kid or not. And I just want to say that so many people have been working on this, like Changing Spaces, you know, or Changing Places Universal. And then I think there's Changing Places USA, and all the campaign advocates and Presolate Care and Maxability for sponsoring events. You know, everybody's worked so hard on it, and I just want to thank everybody. And, you know, we get so many things that people say no to us, but it doesn't matter, because we keep on. And I have a quote: perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th time. You know, it doesn't matter that one business says no. There's going to be that one person that makes the difference with all of it. You know, we're going to get there. And sorry.
No, that's fine. And that is so powerful, because, you know, for every no that you get, you're just closer to a yes. And hopefully by people hearing all of these individuals campaigning and actually seeing families and loved ones that are going through this, and maybe making a relation to a friend or a family member that, you know, this will create change within itself. Because this isn't, I don't believe in my world of asks that I've done and campaigning and different things, I don't believe that this is a hard ask. This is about human dignity. I mean, really, this is pretty, I don't know that it can get more basic than we shouldn't be laying our elderly loved ones or our, you know, people with chronic medical illnesses and special needs on a dirty, germ-infested floor. So that is my campaign for this as well. And I know that, oh, we're muted again, Heather, before we get off for today. And as we know, you know, together, you know, we can do so much. So, you know, when we all join together to do that, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now?
I can't. Yes, I can hear you now. I'm sorry. I should have like took my phone on mute or something before.
That is okay. So
I couldn't.
you couldn't hear. Oh, that's okay. You
No,
couldn't
I
hear
couldn't
before.
hear what you were saying.
Okay. No, I was just wrapping up and just kind of reiterating what you were saying. So on that, we will drop all the links and all that below. Right? And any
Yeah.
activities of the day are coming up during the week. So please stay tuned because we're going to be sharing that. If you go into a bathroom, you take some photos, you show us whether there is something there or not, you get on the floor, whatever it is that you do, it's an active movement to bring awareness. So whatever you're doing that way, please tag the On Air Advocate in that, changing spaces campaign, right?
Yeah. Hashtag Wars on Floors.
Mm-hmm. And we'll put that below in the link too, so you guys can follow that. And, if you want to look at any of the other broadcasts that we have done, YouTube tutorial videos, check any of that out. You guys can head on over to onairadvocate.com and you will find all of that right there. So on that note, Heather, I thank you so much for being with us here this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
And I can't wait to see, we posted a whole bunch of pictures already, but I can't wait to see everybody who gets out there and does this Wars on Floor challenge and really drives awareness to this inclusive restroom day.
Yeah, and I apologize for the phone calls with the interruptions, but I promise if I can get back on here and talk about it again, it'll be a little smoother.
No worries, no worries. This is not something that everyone does every day, and this is real life. And so that's what I like to bring to it. Though we sometimes come on and people are done up and it's all perfect, that's really not the real world. It's not all perfect, and we don't always have pictures, and it's fine. It's fine. And it's Thursday morning, and it's only 8:37 by you and 7:37 by me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a great day, Heather. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. Please get out there, Wars on Floor Challenge, and let's drive awareness. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.